You had a relationship with a man called Alfred Nolan.
That's correct.
You had said to him in the middle of a big fight, I'm going to kill you like I killed Larry.
I do want to back up just a little bit and tell you that they found Alfred Nolan in county jail. And he told the homicide detectives that he and I ended up in a domestic obscurity one night, and that I said to him, I will kill you the same way that I killed Larry while I held a knife to his throat. None of that is true. That incident never took place. He outweighs me, and there's no way that physically I could have overpowered him like that. And that's not even to mention that my husband was shot. He was not stabbed.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, I love this one. Remember, I said to look for illustrators. Another man comes up, and her illustrators pick up again. It's the only two times you really see illustrators is when she's talking about the man in the first one from the AA and then this boyfriend of hers. Then I love the way she immediately becomes a lawyer again and starts to discredit the witness who happens to be her boyfriend or her lover. Okay, well, that doesn't do you a whole lot of good in my world. The guy that you are saying, well, they found him in jail. This is the guy you were living with or screwing around with. Okay, that goes to your character immediately for me. Domestic obscurity. I don't even know what that word means in this case. Maybe someone else can enlighten me. But here she is using that complex language again. And then he was shot, not stabbed. There's no way I could have done this. And to add more, he was shot, not stabbed. This is all about undermining this is about shadow of a doubt. If she can create any little, in her mind, if she can create any little shadow of a doubt, then she's innocent. She doesn't understand that because that's the way the court systems work, that's not the way this works. And so she's trying to undermine the credibility of the witness and do those other pieces. And for the life of me, I can't ever imagine saying, well, just because my best friend murdered somebody and I was hanging out with him afterwards doesn't mean that I'm a murderer. Well, it might. That's pretty incriminating when you hang out with bad guys, or you say that the person you were involved with, they went and found in jail and he told them. The logic it takes to make that leap is not normal logic. And this goes back to the whole thing about it's somebody else's fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I just happened to pick the wrong guy, or I happened to live with a man who was killed. There's something going on in her head that you really want to get into. And this is where you would want to go and poke and prod. And if you're interrogating her, I'd stop right there and say, well, hold on a minute. In fact, this is a guy you lived with and he's in jail for what? Oh, that speaks volumes. And then she would have to start defending and. But you can see she's done this so many times that she's got that kind of head whipping thing going on, and she thinks she's getting that benefit of a doubt. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, so domestic obscurity, or she seems to say obscurity. I think she's trying to say obscurity. I think it's distancing. Rather than saying, moment of domestic violence, we were arguing and maybe, getting into something, pretty heavy, but also it has some grandiosity to it as well. So I think it's not only grandiose, but it's distancing as well. Yes, trying to point to the credibility of the witness there. Well, they found him in jail, so that is automatically trying to discount the credibility of that witness. Now, here's what's really important for me. My husband was shot, not stabbed. So we know that this is true. I think the evidence, and she would admit the evidence points to, he was shot, not stabbed. And you hear this downward intonation. So let's just suggest that when she does downward intonation, it's the truth. So she says, that's not true. And then she says, never took place before all of this. And that she wouldn't have the weight to be able to hold him down. And again, they're all upward inflections. I would put any money you like that it's true that he was shot, not stabbed, and it's a lie that that's not true. Okay, to those first questions of was there this altercation, obscurity, whatever it was. I think that definitely happened. I think she's lying when she says it didn't happen. It definitely happened. Now, here's what I really, really love about this is the play of words that happens, again, because it speaks to the intelligence that we have here. She plays with the idea of like that I would kill this person like I killed that one. Pierce is saying that the outcome would be the same, that she'd said the outcome would be the same, both would be killed. She manipulates that to suggest it would be done in the same manner. Like, that is a beautiful piece of intelligent obfuscation there, to use a grandiose word. Brilliantly done. Though she doesn't know what obscurity might be, she certainly has some really clever, simple word manipulations that work really well for her. Very, very skilled, and therefore potentially quite dangerous to be around. Who we got next? Scott, have we had you?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Oh,
okay. Chase, you go ahead, and then I'll go last.
Yeah, Chase, go for it.
I'll just say one thing. You guys covered all the nonverbals. Despite the indicators of deception here, this is the most truthful denial that she has made throughout the entire video that you've been watching. Scott, what do you got?
I wish I'd gone first. Well, let's talk about this obscurity that we're talking about. She says a domestic obscurity. She's totally, like Mark said, she's totally blowing this off like it's nothing. For someone to call the cops on you for getting in trouble, you're inside and there's something going on that's loud enough for somebody to go, hey man, should we call the cops? And then they say, yeah, I think we should, because you'll hear it for a while and then some stuff will happen and they go, we need to do something about this. Because when you show up to exactly. Because there's obscurity next door. And so what happens is when the cops show up, they'll say, yeah, this has been going on for an hour or 30 minutes or something. So this isn't something small that happened. For you to be loud enough, even if they're in a hotel room, for you to be loud enough to have the cops call it, there's a lot going on there, a whole lot going on there. So this whole part about being obscure, it's like when we talk about studies. And they said, well, I heard so-and-so and so-and-so. And then Chase, you go, that's just some obscure study from whoever it was, what's his face from the thing over there. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Because you'll hear rumors about studies about something going on in the brain. So and you just blow it off like it's nothing, some obscure study on whatever it was. That's the way you do it. That's the way she's treating this. So I'm with Mark 100% on that. It's horse poop.
You had a relationship with a man called Alfred Nolan.
That's correct.
You had said to him in the middle of a big fight, I'm going to kill you like I killed Larry.
I do want to back up just a little bit and tell you that they found Alfred Nolan in county jail. And he told the homicide detectives that he and I ended up in a domestic obscurity one night, and that I said to him, I will kill you the same way that I killed Larry while I held a knife to his throat. None of that is true. That incident never took place. He outweighs me, and there's no way that physically I could have overpowered him like that. And that's not even to mention that my husband was shot. He was not stabbed.
If you like this video, get the full body language breakdown and analysis on our main channel by clicking this video right here.